Greetings of peace and love. My name is Ramhotep El. I'll be your master of ceremony, broadcasting on behalf of the number 13 SignsAstrology.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. What is real, man? Like, what is really real and what's really an illusion and what's really evil and what's really good? I was building with this particular client of mine yesterday evening, and we were just having a conversation, and he was real upset. He was real upset because he's saying that aliens, he was wondering, like, how come aliens aren't coming to him? He's wondering, is the whole concept of aliens just a figment of his imagination? Is this whole topic of aliens an illusion? And why even teach on aliens? You know, why even get into something like that? And that's just something that maybe we should just leave for kindergarten, or, you know, maybe 3rd or 4th grade, maybe at the most. But why teach aliens to a group of individuals that most of the time are probably adults? This is just some of the stuff that he was talking about. And I just kind of want to address some of my views on this particular topic publicly, because, like I said, I'm going to start doing a lot more videos addressing, you know, you guys' issues publicly. And this is something that I really need to address, because people see me on here on YouTube, and, you know, they see me speaking on aliens and other people that have spoken about aliens, and they take it for kind of like a game. And they take it for maybe something that's entertaining, maybe. And then you have some people that when they see you on here speaking on these type of topics, they want to write you off and say, well, you need to be in a home somewhere, you need to be in a mental institution, and things of that nature. Now, you have a right to your opinion and how you feel about a thing. You have a right to that. However, you have to remember that when you throw out suggestions like that, you're only projecting things, your own consciousness, onto someone else. And what happens is that when you project out like that and you make a judgment on someone and tell someone where they're going to end up at, predicated upon a belief system, you really put yourself into a judgment type of scenario where you're judging. And you haven't really, a lot of times when people do that, they have not done any research on the particular topic that they're judging someone on. They're just judging. But it doesn't take away from the reality. Let's talk about the reality. That's why I asked in the beginning, what is reality? Because it doesn't take away from the reality. I'm not going to say the fact, but the reality that people have experiences with extraterrestrials almost hour for hour, day by day. It doesn't take away from the fact that you have millions of accounts of people that have seen UFOs and people that have witnessed extraterrestrials even in real time, and people that have had experiences where they were levitating, and people that have had experiences where they lost their set of keys and they heard an inner voice tell them exactly where their keys were at, and they go to that particular location and they find their keys. See, it doesn't take away from all of that. And that's reality. That's something that we have to, as a group of people that share this collective consciousness together, have to accept. We have to have, it's a school. That's something that we have to address. Because there's different realities. Now, when you talk about the truth of the reality or the fact of the matter, you can't really, I mean, when you talk about truth and even facts, they're all relative to the environment or the reality. My weight, you may say, well, your weight is a fact. My weight will change if I go south of the equator. But if I'm above the equator, my weight will stay the same that it always is, you know, when I go get on a scale. So in one reality, which is, you know, when I'm above the equator, I may be 180 pounds. But then when I go below the equator, I may drop down 10 pounds. I may become 170. In one reality, I may be a Virgo, but in another reality, I may be a Leo. You see, reality is subject upon an environment. So you can't take away from the fact that in certain environments, people have extraterrestrial experiences. However, for my alien fans out there, I want to bring balance to this, and I'm going to say this. Just because you have extraterrestrial experiences does not make you special. It does not make you brilliant. It doesn't mean you're some chosen prophet. It doesn't mean anything. It just simply means that your senses are in tune with the world, consciousness, and reality that many people's senses aren't in tune with. You may have what's called ESP, extrasensory perception. And pretty much it means that when you are dealing with extraterrestrial, people that can see extraterrestrial, you are in tune with some higher senses that most people may not be in tune with. But many people are becoming more in tune with as time goes on. So I'm saying that to say that you can't turn aliens into a religion. Like, you can't sit up here and say that just because you saw aliens or you saw aliens do something phenomenal, that now all of a sudden this should be a new religion and this should be something that everybody should accept. That was your experience predicated upon your reality. So reality is relative to the scenario or where you're at or the stage. So like if, for instance, if I'm an actor and I get on the stage, in the background of the stage and the props and all of that stuff, that's my reality. And then I become a character predicated upon my reality. Some people may say that's your environment. So that's my environment. Your environment is basically the basis of your reality. So I'm bringing this up because when you see me on here teaching about aliens, this is what, like, I'm a real down to earth dude, like on a lot of levels, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand grounded principles, like I understand economics, I understand health, you know, and I understand a lot of, I understand law, I understand a lot of grounded topics, and I could be doing a lot of things with that, even just in the entertainment realm. You can say, well, you're just an entertainer, you're just some guy that's YouTube famous. Even in that, I could be making music and just not even really dealing in the whole concept of being a master of ceremony and being a griot and a storyteller and a speaker that hips you on to new things. I'm doing this because it's a certain group of people that's their reality. Aliens, the occult, extraterrestrials. This is their reality, so I have to speak to that. So that's all I'm saying. So it doesn't make me better, it doesn't make me special, and I'm not saying this is not a new religion. I mean, I want to make that really clear. This is not a new religion. This is simply my opinions and views, and this is metaphysics. And I'm going to say this, and then I'll shut down because this is just a video. I want this to be on my channel because I want, when people visit my channel, I want them to see why I'm talking about aliens. So when you start seeing more videos about these things, you're like, okay, that's in a perspective. That's for, it's not only for a certain group, but it's for a certain perspective, and I'm doing it for a reason because it's energy that I have to get out because I have dealings with extraterrestrials. Now, when I say I have dealings with extraterrestrials, what am I actually talking about? This is something I want to talk about on camera, in nature. When I say I have dealings with extraterrestrials, it does not mean I go in a secret cavern every month or every week or periodically and go meet with aliens. It does not mean that. It does not mean that I go pray to aliens and I go bow down and worship an alien. It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't mean that I see things a lot of times either. Extraterrestrial, some of the most, if you want to have an extraterrestrial experience, a basic extraterrestrial experience without having your third eye open, without really seeing a lot of stuff, get into the art of recording. Because extraterrestrials deal in, there's a group of extraterrestrials that deal in records. Really all extraterrestrials, what makes a civilization a powerful civilization is their ability to keep good records. So if you start talking about extraterrestrials and things of that nature, if you want to get into having the experience with extraterrestrials, get into recording. Ask Jay-Z, ask Michael Jackson, ask Kevin Costner. Ask these different people, have they had extraterrestrial experiences? And most of them will say yes. Why? Because they got into recording. Take up an instrument. and start to play an instrument. Ask Jimi Hendrix, did he have an experience with extraterrestrials? And he would probably say, probably he wouldn't be probably against it. Some people may call them demons. Ask John Todd. All these different people that were into the music industry and the recording industry will tell you that the most basic extraterrestrial experiences come from recording and listening to the recordings and watching the recordings back. That's the most basic extraterrestrial experience you can have. And when you hear those sounds that you know you didn't say, when you hear words inserted in, you may be a rapper, and you may spit bars, you may hear words ad-libbed into the words that you said. You're like, I didn't say that. I remember I was listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony album back in the day when I was younger, and I used to hear all these messages in Bone Thugs and Harmony's album. I remember back in the day when Machiavelli's album came out, I used to hear all these different messages, these hidden messages inside of these albums, and I used to think that they were putting them in there, and this was like mind control, and they were programming people. And I came to find out when I started recording, and when I got into recording, what I found out was that basically this is what happens when you're a recorder, when you record, even when you're an actor. There's a video of Michael Jackson. He's having an interview. I don't know who the interviewer was. It was some lady on, I think it was on Nightline or something. While they interviewing, you hear this smoke detector all of a sudden go off. And Michael said it wasn't, you know, they in Michael's house. And he's saying it wasn't him, and it was nothing he set off. And it's just stuff that makes you wonder because it set off during a time when he was talking about kind of like some occult type of stuff. The next thing you know, the smoke detector going off. This is an occult experience. The radio comes on and you didn't turn it on. This is an experience with extraterrestrials. This is some of the stuff that I'm talking about. An experience where you tell yourself, and you don't say it out loud, that you set up an affirmation for yourself. And you only tell yourself what that affirmation is, and you go out and that affirmation is fulfilled, and you do this every day for a month straight, and it keeps fulfilling itself every month, and you never told anybody what this affirmation was. And every day you get clarity, or you get some type of affirmation, basically, that your affirmation that you set up for yourself. Like you may set up an affirmation for yourself, for instance, and say that I'm going to go out and I'm going to achieve abundance today, and every day for the remainder of this month, I'm going to find something of value, physically tangible value, every day for 30 days straight. And that happens. That's an extraterrestrial experience. Because that's something that's what Christians call it miracles. So when I talk about extraterrestrial experiences, a lot of times I may be talking about miracles, but also there's demonic extraterrestrial experiences, and there's dark extraterrestrial experiences. You got extraterrestrial experiences to where a person may be walking and all of a sudden they leave their body and they start to hear voices, and they hear a demonic voice telling them to go kill someone. And there may be somebody close to their family. And they go leave their body, and they go do it, and they come back in their body, and then next thing you know, the police looking for them. That's an extraterrestrial experience where a group of dark beings, some Christians call it demonic experience. So you say, well, you try to say extraterrestrials are angels, and the good ones are angels, and the bad ones are demons? Is that what you're saying, Ram Hotep? Basically. Sure, that's what I'm saying. So, I'm saying all that to say that it doesn't make you better, it doesn't make you special, it's not fun. A lot of times, like, when you hear about this stuff, this is not fun. You may watch it for entertainment, and that's okay, because I'm a public figure, so of course, you know, what I do is going to be entertaining at times. So you have the right to do that. You have the right to watch it in entertainment. But it's not fun. A lot of times, the stuff that I talk about, a lot of it is real. You know, and the stuff that I may talk about that may not be real, like when I say it's real, that means it actually happened to me. And the stuff that didn't happen to me, it comes from stuff, from information that other people experience, and I'm passing it on to you. So it still has to be kind of taken like it may have possibly happened. So like I said, it's a reality. So this is why I address these things. When you tune into my channel, this is why you're going to see these things. There's different levels to having extraterrestrial experiences. Some people have experiences with physical beings. But then you have other people that have experiences where they just hear different things, and not only just hearing things. You can say, well, you're just crazy, and that's when you're hearing shit, because you're crazy, man. But nah, it's not just you hearing stuff, though, but it's like the stuff you're hearing, it gets affirmed. And then you go tell a person something, like you may hear something where you say that person right there just lost their mother. You may go tell a person that. Like, man, you just lost your mother or whatever. And they like, how'd you know that? that's an extraterrestrial experience. And that's like going out, it defies laws. Because there's no way you, like, some people are very practical and grounded in their earth science. So they don't believe in things unless it's real, unless it's practical, unless there's proof. But some things, there is no proof. It just happens, it just comes. Most of the things that happen in our human experience that were considered awesome were miracles, were based on, predicated upon miracles. When Nikola Tesla, the things he discovered, the things that, you know, many people discovered, many scientists and inventors discovered, these were called miracles. Jumps in our DNA. We can't even explain how we got to this point. But yet and still, we want to call somebody crazy because they believe in extraterrestrial, but you don't have no explanation on how you, as a human being, many of you may be 30, 40, 50 years old, and you don't even know how you got here. You can't even explain how you, I'm saying how the species that you are got here. Scientists can't even do it. Why? Because they don't know. They want to say it's evolution, but then what about the missing link? They haven't discovered that yet. So it's just so much unexplainable stuff. So before you go write somebody off saying that they're crazy because they believe in extraterrestrials, or they have an imagination, they may be on drugs, or they doped up, think about that first. Think about how much counter information. Why does the government have laws written on unidentified flying objects? Now, some of them may not have been built by aliens, I realize that, but the government acknowledges aliens because they have laws documenting. They have a task force that flies the airs, and they have no-fly zones and task force to go and control the air to make sure no extraterrestrials come into certain spaces and ciphers. So why is so much money spent on it if it's not real? So that's what I want you to think about. That's what I want you to contemplate on. I thank you for lending this video an ear. I thank you for chilling with me for these few moments. And I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. So until we meet again, I leave you in peace, love, light. Namaste.